Vidka?
Hey. You're really campaigning for Bitch of the Year, aren't you?
I swear, one of these times you're gonna wake up in a coma.
If we can focus, keep discipline, and not have quite as many mysterious deaths, Sunnydale is gonna rule!
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 68 of GrrArghCast, the only spoiler-free Buffy and Angel podcast that washes its co-host mouse out with soap. I am your host, Brandon Ellison.
He's not kidding, you guys. My family just tried to off me. I knew I'd been getting on their nerves. I just didn't realize how much. My mother just handed me a glass of icy soap water to drink. It had ice in it and everything, and now I'm afraid.
Did she give a reasoning for why she did such a thing?
I don't know. My father is most concerned as well.
All right. Wait, what's your name again?
I am lost at this point, you guys. Send help. Send someone. It's me. It's Jewel. Hi, guys.
That's Jewel Rocket Rose, and welcome to GrrArghCast. So we are here. Last week was a bit of a heavy week. We covered I Was Made to Love You in the Body. This week is so light as to basically not exist. So let's before we start talking about our episodes, let's talk about what we've been watching, seeing, doing, viewing, being a part of this week. Jewel, I'll let you go first.
Oh, I watched In the Heights.
What'd you think?
I mean, it was good.
Oh, I loved it.
It was great. It was a musical. It's everything I wanted in a musical, and I don't know what the hell I've been watching this week. I don't even know what happened this week. I still feel like I missed Friday and Saturday right now.
Yeah, it's been kind of a blur, honestly, and it's been a wild, stressful week. Jewel's moving to Vegas in a week. A week from today,
oh
she'll
my
be
God,
here.
A week from today, I will already be in Vegas. No, not right now. Well, we're gonna work on this, you guys. Next week's episode's gonna be delayed.
Yeah, we'll either do it early or we'll do it late. It'll be one of those two things. But it will not be on Sunday next week because we just have too much stuff going on next Sunday.
Also, I'm moving on Sunday, you guys.
Correct. That would be one of those things. So I have been listening to a new podcast. It's not a new podcast. It's been on forever. But I am obsessed with this podcast called You're Wrong About. And You're Wrong About is a podcast where they go through, like, things that have happened in pop culture history, and they talk about them and debunk them and tell you, like, the side of the story that you didn't know about these things. It's very fascinating. To give you some background into some of the episodes I've been listening to, they have an episode called The Chicks versus the Iraq War that's about the quotes from the Dixie Chicks that got them canceled.
I'm not going to lie to you, Brandon. I already fell asleep. They
have the background of Vanessa Williams having her Miss America title revoked because she had posed for nude photos when she was younger. And then the one I just listened to today was about Tipper Gore and her campaign against heavy metal music in the 80s, where John Denver and Dee Snider testified against her. Anyway, if you like historical pop culture shit, I highly recommend the podcast You're Wrong About. And if you don't like it, that's okay as well. Don't listen to it.
I just feel like it's not a me podcast. I'm more of like a Call Her Daddy, like Sophia with an F. I've been listening to those two. Also, Heather McMahon's podcast is really good.
Yeah, I like to listen to things that I can just kind of like dive into like head first and just like have on and like give me something to think about. I want to feel like I'm
having a conversation with someone.
Fair enough. The hosts of this podcast are quite fun, but I understand what you're saying. And then in terms of watching, I watched a documentary about the things that were found on Osama bin Laden's hard drive, which was also fun.
What was on it?
I'm so lonely and depressed. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm about to move there, so you're going to be fine.
Naomi says that Sophia with an F was on Mayim Bialik's podcast. I have no idea who Sophia with an F is.
She's so fun. I love that she was on Mayim Bialik's podcast. I want to listen to that now.
All right. Well, listen to Mayim Bialik's podcast. She's lightly anti-vax. So this week we are covering the episodes Reprise and Epiphany of Angel. We have a double Angel this week, to Jules' pure joy.
Can you see my eye is still twitching. I'm
Reprise is an episode where Lila, Lindsay, and the other lawyers at Wolfram and Hart are preparing for a ritualistic gathering.
Reprise?
I would go reprise, but it might be reprise. It depends who you ask.
What's the difference in meaning of the word?
I believe they mean the same thing. I really don't have the answer to that.
Tomato.
In theater school, we were told it was a reprise, and like there's a reprise of songs in theater when the same song is brought back later with different lyrics or a shortened version.
I still don't understand.
Well, anyway, this episode is about all the lawyers at Wolfram and Hart getting ready for their 75-year review. And Angel finds out that one of the senior partners is coming to visit. Darla shows up and gets possession of this glove. And Kate's life begins to fall apart when she's forced to resign from the police force.
Oh my god.
So, here we go. The episode opens. Angel is stopping these two guys that are implied by Wolfram and Hart from sacrificing goats. Neither of them really know why they're supposed to be sacrificing goats. They're just trying to appease someone or something.
They got paid to do it. That's why they're doing it. It's a job.
How much would you have to get paid to sacrifice a goat, Jewel?
Oh my god. A lot.
like 6 figures? 5 figures? 4 figures?
I think I would be... How many goats? Just
one.
one?
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
I don't think I could do it at all.
I think I could do it for 5.
Yeah. What if it was
preferably 6, but 5?
What if it was 5, but it was like live streamed on CNN?
6.
Like the whole world is going to know that you did it.
7.
Okay.
Between 6 and 7, but closer to 7.
Angel smashes the place apart. Wesley Gunn and Cordelia are talking to Stephanie Sharp, who is a kid who had a third eye on the back of her head.
It's
so gross.
This is the stupidest thing I have watched on television to date. I'm not kidding. Like, granted, beyond. And I watch all the Housewives. Okay?
She says that she has no intention of paying the bill because she and her husband have decided that it's impossible for an eye to grow out of the back of your head. So I obviously cannot pay you to remove an eye from the back of her head because it's a thing that cannot happen. They leave and they don't pay the gang. So Gunn goes to patrol the neighborhood because he feels more useful. We're at the law firm. Lindsay and Lila are talking about the 75-year review, and everyone is scared about getting killed because if they don't pass their review, they have to make themselves look better. Lindsay is happy to let the record stand, and he says to Lila that Darla and Drusilla haven't contacted them since Angel set them on fire. Angel is like isolated, depressed, miserable, whatever. He goes to Kate to ask for some information as to what's happening, and Kate says, I'm on desk duty because they filed all these complaints against me because I keep talking about vampires and ghosts and shit, which, okay, fine. Angel apologizes, and she's like, now I know that there's evidence that Darla and Drusilla didn't break into the wine cellar, that they were locked inside of it, and Kate's like, I know that you did this. Angel goes to the karaoke bar to get information from the host, but it's a busy night for him and the place is full of lawyers, and he can't share any of the information except that there's a review happening and that they're afraid of this reviewer, the senior partner that's coming. And he's just been interrupting all of these ceremonies and stuff that are basically for the lawyers to score brownie points before the partner arrives. And the host says the partner can be killed once it's on Earth. And the terms band of Blacknell and home office are important. Home office is something that will come into play way more in this series.
Oh, a home office?
Yeah. Before Angel goes, the host gives him
love a home office.
the information that all the lawyers want to see him dead. And Angel's like, yeah, I fucking know. Lindsay goes home and Darla's there and is recuperating. So he lied and said that he hasn't heard from Darla, but Darla's living in his apartment. And he gives her some human blood. And she's like, Drusilla's not coming back because she's over at Buffy now. And he goes to shower and she stops pretending like she's weak and she starts searching through his briefcase. Angel's doing some research, but most of the books left the hotel with Wesley. So he goes to... This scene pissed me off so much. When he walks into Wesley's office and just starts taking books. Do you know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I know what you're talking about. But Brandon, I am trying to find my excitement for this episode.
I know. Some of these we just got to get through.
The back of someone's head.
I knew that was going to gross you out.
What is the point of this fucking episode?
So Cordy refuses to let him take the books, and there's a lot of tension, and Angel's like, I'm going to take him no matter what you do. Wesley stands up from the wheelchair and tells Cordy, like, let Angel take the book so he can get the fuck out of here. And Angel, Cordy is venting about Angel, and then Wesley's like, my stitches from my wound are starting to bleed. So Kate is at her review board, and again, there's all these cops saying, like, you can't blah, 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 blah. You can't be talking about supernatural shit. You're unstable because your dad was murdered. So they fire her. They take her badge and gun, which I guess she's just getting practice for her work on Law & Order. Angel goes to the bookstore that he had visited in the episode where there was like the paranoia demon at the hotel that took place back in the day. It was actually a good episode. And he sees the same bookstore owner, and he's trying to get all these information about the senior partners. And he tells Angel that the senior partner wears a ring that allows passage to hell, and that he'll probably show up as a Claynok demon since they can travel between dimensions at will. To take the ring, Angel needs a one-of-a-kind magic glove that will allow him to kill the demon without being incinerated by grabbing it by the throat. Anyway, there's all this glove shit. Virginia goes to Wesley and says that she's upset about all the dangers that he has to face, whatever, and it's really her breaking up with him. Virginia is the redhead daughter of the mafia guy.
Because now he is in a wheelchair, and she is horrible.
Yes. Kate goes back to her apartment, and she gets shit-faced, and she smashes all of her police trophies and whatever.
I didn't know police got so many trophies.
Well, I'll tell you, as somebody who cleared out a dead military guy's stuff, the military gives a trophy every time you do anything. My stepfather has like 500 certificates and trophies and medals and plaques. So I'd imagine the police operate about the same way.
So dumb. And they get upset about our participation ribbons, please.
Yeah, exactly, when they're the ones that created them. Wes and Cordy are talking on the phone. They're depressed. They're like, we got to get our shit together. Things are going to get better. Cordy gets a call from Mrs. Sharp, who is the mother of the third eye lady from the beginning of the episode, the little girl with the third eye. And she is being threatened to calling by this demon that murdered the rest of the family and kills her after she tells him that Cordy's on her way. Lila goes to the review. She's approached by Angel, and Angel basically threatens to cut her hand off to basically do the same thing to her that he did to Lindsay. He sees Darla in a crowd, and they fight, and then the senior partner materializes. The security guards are all... There's a lot of chaos, basically. The security guards are attacking Angel and Darla. Angel gets the glove away from Darla and runs and jumps at the demon's throat. The senior partner implodes, but Angel crashes out of a window. He hits the ground. He puts on the ring. The elevator doors open, and Holland Manners is there, who is the former head lawyer of the firm. Even though he's dead, his contract extends past his death, so he is still being used by the firm to accomplish things. It's kind of like Scientology. You sign a 40 billion year contract or whatever.
I didn't understand how he could be back. I still don't.
Well, it's because he has certain limits as to what he can do, even though he's dead. So he asks Angel, when they get in the elevator, he asks Angel what he thinks Wolfram and Hart will accomplish, since even if he does stop the apocalypse, there'll be another one coming right after that. And Angel's like, I have no intention of letting you guys win. And Holland is like, well, we're not going to do anything as simple as winning. That's not something that is that important to us. And he's like, well, why do you fight if you don't care about victory? And Holland explains that there is no fight, which is why there's no victory for them. This isn't a fight. There is literally no possibility that they won't win. They are all powerful. They were there from the beginning of time when the first caveman killed his neighbor. They've been there. He mentions the Khmer Rouge, which is the Cambodian war in around the same time as the Vietnam War. Anyway,
it was in the 90s, and it's when the
killing fields,
the genocide. Basically.
And Angel is considering this. It's a bummer. The door's open, and it's exactly where they started. And he's like, "You're already in the Home Office. The Home Office is this whole fucking planet. Like, this is how much control we have. You cannot do anything to stop us." And he's like, every single person in the world has evil inside of them. If they didn't, they'd all be angels. Angel drops the glove to the floor, realizes there's no reason to fight at this point. Holland says bye to Angel. Angel walks away. He's depressed. He's lonely. Blah, 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 blah.
He takes the ring. Can we just
He does take the ring. Yep. And he goes to the hotel, and Kate is calling, and he doesn't pick up. And Kate is, on the floor. She just took a bunch of pills. She's killing herself. She's on the floor with a bottle of vodka saying, you did this to me, whatever, whatever, whatever. And he mutes the machine, which, god damn it, Angel's a dick. He goes upstairs. Angel finds Darla waiting for him, and that she wants to feel something, anything, and he kisses her. And he's like, nothing matters, so I'm going to do what I want to do. And she's taken a bit aback by this because, there's been all this battle against her seducing him or whatever. But then they start banging. We hear a storm crash. Angel wakes up, grabs his chest. End of episode. Before we get into our thoughts and letter ratings on this episode, this is the first and only time that a senior partner appears on screen, is in this episode. The ending of this episode is exactly like the Buffy episode where Angel loses his soul after fucking Buffy, when there's the lightning storm, and then rain coming down, and he's like, ugh! Whatever.
Well, I think that was the point.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's what I'm saying as well. This is the last time we see Holland Manners or Virginia Bryce. We never see them again.
Bye.
The international titles, the German title is Die Quelle des Bösen, or The Source of Evil. And the French title is Le Grand Bilan, or The Big Review. So, Jewel.
Stupid. I don't even know why we're talking about this. It's just fucking dumb. I don't... What, you lick an eye into somebody through the back of their head? This is dumbest fucking... The writer for this, you have some explaining to do. Did you just have a fucked up dream? Was this a mushroom trip? What happened?
This is written by Tim Minear, who is one of the better writers of the show. But
Tim, you fucked up, man. I'm giving it a D. This is stupid.
Okay, so I'm with you 97%.
Oh, please.
The only part of this episode I like is that elevator ride with Holland Manners when Angel realizes that just how epically fucked he is. That to me, the show has stakes now, and those stakes are scary as shit.
What are the stakes?
That's the thing, is that the stakes are everything, because he can't fight everything. He can't win. He knows he can't win. This is it.
Because he's only in Los Angeles and the world is huge. I mean, how is he's one vampire. It's not like he can fly around the world.
And not only that, Wolfram and Hart has branches all over the world, as has been established.
Again, so stupid.
But it leads into the next episode. So, my final thoughts on this are, it's a pretty bad episode. It's less bad than it is just who cares for most of it.
What?
And I'm gonna give this. I'll give it a D+. It's not good at all. The scene in the elevator makes it almost worth it. I also literally don't remember where the ring came from, and I that's how little I remember about this episode. And I just read all of my notes on it, so who cares? Anyway,
I don't even know what kind of notes you would have taken, because this episode was just trash.
I know.
Absolute trash.
Hey, Jill, before we start talking about our next episode, we have a Patreon. If you want to hear more of whatever's happening today, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/GAC podcasts. We have bonus content, exclusive interviews. You can be part of our Facebook group, our private Facebook group, where we share all kinds of random things, and I read my coming out letters, which is something we did last week, which was weird. And also we've been we did an in-person event, Jewel, a couple weeks ago, or I guess a week and a half ago now. And we might do some more of those. So come join our Patreon. It's $5 a month, patreon.com/GAC podcasts. Which leads us to our next episode. Oh, first of all, Jewel, a lot of people in the comments are saying that your hair looks amazing.
I know my hair looks amazing. Thank you, Naomi. And yes, I am cranky because, first of all, I've had to sit through 2 shit episodes of Angel, and I'm annoyed about that. Number 2, I have to go pack, and that's going to be a lot. And 3, I still have to go to work tomorrow.
All right, Epiphany. Angel has sex with Darla despite knowing that a moment of true happiness will make him lose his soul. Angel has to regain the trust of Wesley, Cordelia, and Gunn, who have been taken hostage by a group of murderous, revenge-seeking demons who are looking for human hosts to spread their kin. All right.
I love that Naomi knows, like, just to make me feel better about. Just tell me I'm pretty, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just tell me I'm pretty. I need positive reinforcement.
Yeah. Okay. Angel puts on some clothes, and he's like going to the balcony, falling to his knees in pain, waiting for himself to become Angelus, to become the bad guy again. And she's like, he's struggling because he's so bitter that his soul's leaving him. She's like, I came here to kill you, but you surrendered to me, and there was no more need to kill you. And then Angel's like, no, you saved me, and I was not able to save you. And Darla realizes that Angel still has his soul, and she cannot accept the fact that she did not give him that moment of true happiness that would make him lose his soul. That is... Whoo, girl. that moment, I was like, shit. When someone's like, I don't want to get too...
one, you're not.
Yeah, exactly. We've all been there. I've been on both sides of that one. And then surrendering to Darla symbolized Angel's perfect despair. This is his misery inside of him, not his happiness. And he's like, wait, like, I have to make amends for what I've done. Like, this is the lowest point I could possibly go to. I was ready to lose my soul to fuck a vampire. Like, I am done. And then she is talking to him, and she says something that triggers his mind, and he runs over to call... He tells Darla to leave because he remembers that Kate left this desperate phone message. And he says, if I'm going to let you go, if you show up again, I will kill you. Angel goes to Kate's apartment, runs in the door. She's unconscious. She's overdosed on pills. He revives her, but she is not happy about it, and she tells him to leave. She is ready to die. Kate is done. She is put a fork in it. Kate is done.
With these people, and you know what? So have I.
Lindsay goes back to his apartment to find Darla, and he tells her that the firm's security have orders to stake her on site. She can't enter the building anymore, but he notices that she's in possession of that ring that doesn't have any power anymore, and he demands to know where she got it, and Darla says it was her payment, which... yikes. Lindsay realizes that means that Angel and Darla boinked, so he wants all the detail. Spill, girl. Oh my god. Like, in my mind, it would be a such better show if Lindsay was a sassy gay friend.
It's so true.
Angel goes back to the karaoke bar after hours, and he wakes up Lorne, the host. Angel regrets his recent actions, and the host says, sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom before you can see how far you've fallen. He says he doesn't know how to go back to the way things were before, and the host is like, well, it's time to, like, make a new place, figure out a new thing, because you can't go back. Like, you have to fix shit now. And he's like, the lawyers in the wine cellar, we're always gonna die with or without your help, but maybe next time, don't help. Don't help kill a whole bunch of lawyers. If we learn nothing from this show, the moral of the story is don't help kill lawyers. Just let them die. Angel wants to know what the powers that be want to do with him next, and then he's reminded that he fired his connection to them, being Cordelia. Angel realizes that maybe he won't ever be able to earn his friend's forgiveness, but they'll be lucky to live through the night anyway. Cordy shows up at the home of that woman with the third eye blind child, and the whole family's dead. She gets a vision about a demon attacking her, and then it happens immediately. And she realizes that she has this eye on the back of her head, because Jewel hadn't had nearly enough of eyes on backs of heads.
He licked it into the back of her head.
Yeah. It's gross. And now they want all of her friends destroyed in retaliation for killing the spawn that they had put, the eyeball that they put in this other girl. Wesley hears noises in his apartment, and one of these demons shows up and attacks. Angel arrives, but since Wesley has never invited him, he can't get in. And then 2 demons attack, and Wesley invites him in. And they kill these demons. They have a brief moment, and then they're just like shut down again. And Angel's like, I'm here to help you guys. They go to the office hoping to find Cordy. Wesley tells him everything that he knows about the demons, how they reproduce their human hosts, and the destruction of the demon in the little girl. And Angel says, oh, you guys kept the name Angel Investigation. And Wesley's like, yeah, well, we're going to change it at some point. They go to the office. There's no sign of Cordy. And Angel's like, well, knowing Cordy, she's out partying with friends. And Wes is like, she doesn't do that shit anymore. Like, she's a serious person now. She has visions. She wants to be part of this team. Like, you're the one that left. Pay attention, motherfucker.
And he's like, you don't understand. Cordelia doesn't have a choice. She has to have these visions. She has to experience this. Yeah. You just bugger off whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. She can't ignore the visions. She doesn't have a choice. Exactly. And he's ashamed of himself, and he's like, we're going to make amends. So these demons are upset about losing 2 more of their kind, so they use Cordelia as bait, and they put the fucking thing inside of her. Wesley lectures Angel about how little he knows about his friends. Gunn shows up at the office and is angry to see Angel. Angel notes that there's been a bond between Wesley and Gunn that really didn't exist before, but like this time apart from him has let them bond together to create this like actual functioning team for the first time. They're driving to go save Cordelia because they realize that like Cordy's gone, and he's like, oh, why would Cordy leave without telling you guys? And he's like, because they owe us money. Like, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Mm-hmm. So they're driving, they get attacked. Angel leaves the car, and he takes care of the demons, and he starts fighting the demons, and then Lindsay runs him over and over again. And he gets out and starts beating Angel with a sledgehammer and demanding to know what happened with Darla. Angel turns the table on Lindsay and starts beating the shit out of him and apologizes for everything. Like, I'm sorry Darla will never love you. I'm sorry that I didn't try hard enough to save you when you came for help. Like, whatever. And Angel smashes his fake hand with the sledgehammer, his terrible fake hand, which looks like it's from the movie Mannequin, and steals the truck to go rescue Cordy, and tells Lindsay that it would have been the other hand if he had not had his epiphany. Gunn and Wesley tried to sneak into this home, but they're caught. Angel crashes Lindsay's truck through the front of the house, killing the demons, rescuing his friends, but Cordy's not ready to forgive him yet. Lindsay goes home to find that Angel returned the truck, but Darla had disappeared. So now we're back to Angel is talking to Kate about his like existential epiphany, whatever. And I actually like this. I like this scene a lot, where he's explaining like, if it doesn't matter, if we can't win, if nothing matters, then the only thing that matters is that we do something. You know, like even if we can't win, as long as we're doing something, that's what matters. And I enjoy that. And he realizes that he has been fighting for his redemption or to score points off the lawyers, but now he's helping people because he doesn't think that people should have to suffer the way that they do. And Kate is like, I've come to my own conclusion. There's this higher power watching out for them. Like, you know, we have to do the right thing, etc. And she's like, and he's like, how do you know that? And she says, because I never invited you into my home, but you were still able to enter. So she's like, I'm at peace. I've accepted that I won't be a cop anymore. I'm done. Angel goes back to the Angel Investigations office and apologizes to his friends. They tell him they're not ready to go back and work for him. He says, I don't want that. I want to work for you. And I'm going to get your trust back. Like, we're going to do this right. And then Cordy has a vision. Angel catches her before she falls to the floor, and the team goes out to help the helpless. Before we get into our final thoughts on this episode, a little bit of trivia. This is the last appearance of Elizabeth Rome as Kate Lockley. And I have some news for our podcast listeners. I have an interview with Elizabeth Rome that I did secretly when I was in Los Angeles that I will be posting with this episode on iTunes this week. So it's an audio interview. It'll be attached to this episode, so make sure you download the audio episode.
Because we needed more content for this episode because they were that bad.
She was lovely. She's a very nice lady. She has great memories of this show, and she also tells us what she would have liked to see the character do instead of the direction the character went. She's a fabulous actress. She was on Law and Order for several years. I
loved her on Law and Order.
Fabulous on Law and Order. When Darla, the scene where Darla realizes that Angel still has a soul, she says, "Was I not good?" Which is what Buffy said to Angel as well.
Oh my God.
Remember? And he's like, "Nah, you were great." Yeah, rough. Angel rejoins the team, and he's the employee rather than the employer in this case, and it'll be that way for a while. And there's a far-reaching consequence of the night that Angel and Darla spent together that will come into play in the next season. And this is the second time that Cordelia's been impregnated by a demon. Poor thing. There was one thing, it's not in any of the trivia that's listed online, but there was a Daily Show episode during the Sochi Olympics in Russia. There was a big to-do. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a big to-do because they were so anti-gay, like Russia's politics are so anti-gay.
Yes.
And there was a big controversy about Sochi, whatever. And the interviewer, forgive me for not remembering who it was, but he goes out on the streets and he's talking to people and he's asking Russians how they feel about gay rights, whatever. And he interviews this young lady, and she says, "I'm a queer rights activist. I have a sister who's gay or a daughter, somebody that's gay." And she's like, and I'm reminded, and she speaks really rough English, but she's like, "I'm reminded of a scene in the American TV show Angel, where he says, if nothing that we do matters, then all that matters is what we do." And that's why she's an activist, because of that line from this episode of Angel. And I just remember that sticking with me a lot.
I feel so bad for people sometimes because this is the show that gave her that impetus. What else is she watching?
The German title is Epiphany, which is Epiphany, and the French title is Retour à l'ordre, or Return to Order, which is a very appropriate title. Jewel, final thoughts and letter writing on this episode.
I just want to go home. I never want to have had to have seen anyone get pregnant in their brain with an eye. It's another D. This is a terrible week.
Okay. I don't like the eye pregnant Cordy demon kidnapping storyline at all.
I don't even care that Angel's friends with them again. I don't care because I'm over David Boreanaz too. He's annoying. The
opening scene with the parallels to Angel losing his soul with Darla having sex with him and I thought was fantastic. I thought I thought it was great. Why? I thought it was so well shot. I thought it made us really nervous that he was about to become Angelus again.
No, that would have made this show better.
Well, it's coming.
This show is such trash.
I love that scene. I liked a lot of this episode, actually. I loved the stuff with Kate at the end. Like I just thought that the skeleton of the episode was great. There were little parts that didn't work, and most of it is the Cordy eye demon baby thing. That didn't work.
You just didn't have a lot going on this week, and this was a highlight for you. That's what I think.
Well, the last episode I gave a D+. This I'm going to give it a C+. I like this episode quite a bit. It's not one that I need to rush out to watch again, but I like the dynamic between the team now.
Ever would I ever in my life would I choose to watch this ever again? No.
Yeah. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to give it a B-. And thank you guys.
You can't regrade. It's
when was that an established rule on this show?
Absolutely it is.
Okay, so Jewel, next week we are whoopsies. I forgot to write down which episodes we're covering next week, so I'm going to say it.
We're not covering episodes next week because I'm moving, so we're skipping a week.
We'll be doing. We have to. Really?
Nope.
Okay. Probably a discussion that should have happened off air, but yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you at some point in the near future. Bye, GrrArgh.